Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Now, today I've got an old-fashioned rant, and it's been a while since I've made one of these videos, so I figured, why not, right? So, what I'd like to talk about today is why I really don't watch virtually any form of media for the most part. Now, please do not misunderstand me. I'm not saying that I don't occasionally watch, like, a TV show here or there, or like a cartoon or whatever. But I'm just simply stating why, for the most part, I've pretty much given up, TV and a lot of media that a lot of people consume. So, getting started, I've always been asked by friends, if I've watched a new episode of insert a random show, to which I've usually darn near always replied with a no. And people will always wonder why. And there's a lot of reasons as to why, like, I've just made this decision, but I'll try and narrow it down for, like, this video's time's sake. So, reason one. This culture has claimed that they should decide what should and should not be aired to protect people's feelings. Now, you're probably saying that TCD, that's literally always been done. This isn't anything new. But please let me finish. While yes, it is in fact true that this is something that's always been done, TV has always tried to make sure that they're not offending people, but it's usually been done, in subtext. Now it's not done in subtext anymore. Subtext is in, it's just a key element of the factor. That's just what they've ingrained into the show, just being careful about what they say. But now it's just so obvious and in your face that they're just trying to force you to say, hey, we're cool with this, so we're gonna just force feed you this even though it's not relevant to the story. For example, right? I grew up watching Tom and Jerry, and it's a show about a cat chasing a mouse and usually being outsmarted. However, in today's day and age, I can almost assure you that that would be attacked, either by certain animal rights activist groups who would claim that because some episodes Tom and Jerry, Tom or Jerry, both, would literally be hit with a broom or a shoe by the owner, and they will honestly say without a shadow of a doubt in my mind that that somehow supports animal abuse or domestic abuse of animals in general. And it's that in a bubble mentality in this day and age that I can't stand. Everyone is saying, what should and shouldn't be allowed in today's day and age. And that dramatically hinders creativity, which to me just makes the shows a lot less enjoyable to watch because they're just filtered. Reason two. This cancerous agenda that is just constantly being pushed upon us. It has seriously, without a shadow of doubt in my mind, just gotten out of control. Why do I feel this way? It's quite simple. Shows these days just pick a side because that's just how this culture thinks. That's just how they think. Let's just be honest here, man. They're always like, you're either with us or against us. And if you disagree, then I'm going to show you how much of an idiot you are because you disagree with my opinion. And it's all of this, like, political and social ping pong garbage. And it tears families apart. It tears friendships apart. And everyone these days is just being so darn one-sided about everything. And that just, when that just, like, translates into the shows, then these shows basically do the same. They pick a side, and then they just constantly shove ideology after ideology after ideology after agenda in the shows, and they don't make it subtext, like I said. They just make it just plain and apparent, like, oh, I'm okay with this, so here, just constantly have this. It's not relevant to the story, but here, I'm just going to keep pushing this nonsense about this political side or this societal side. It's so annoying to constantly have some agenda pushed in your face when I'm not watching the show to hear about politics. I'm not watching the show to hear about agendas. I'm just trying to watch it to just enjoy the show. But in this age of passive aggression, since you disagree with the side, we're going to try and force you to agree with us by just constantly shoveling this garbage in your face. And so it just turns the show into a microphone that people use to attack people. Reason 3. The brainwashing and idolization of stars. What do I mean by brainwashing? Well, it correlates with my first reason about media being filtered. It's no surprise that today's culture wants you to just think that everything that you see people do is okay, no matter how questionable the lifestyle. It's just pretty normal. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly normal. And as a result, we have children, that grow up looking up to these celebrities that have done basically nothing and, to me, do not deserve to be idolized. But once again, this culture encourages that, you worship them pretty much and just worship the ground they walk on, and they've done so much to society, and we're supposed to love and adore someone just for the movie they starred in, the talk show they own, or the billions they've made. And that qualifies us to just follow them around like zombies basically, and wonder what they're doing about every darn moment of the day, just waiting on Twitter with our keyboards on the finger, just waiting to respond to some tweet that they post. We're just pretty much just trained to worship the ground that they walk on. And honestly, this just leads people to feel as if these said individuals, are the greatest people on the planet. And they've contributed so much to everyone, and they deserve all of this attention that they're getting, which they really don't. All in all, for these various reasons that I've just stated, I just realized that TV and a lot of forms of media, like they just don't seem to be worth watching anymore. Like, I don't want to have some microphone pushed in my face, and not microphone, it's a megaphone in this case. A megaphone just pushed in my face, telling me to accept this lifestyle, telling me to accept this political agenda, this social agenda. I don't want to hear that crap anymore, man. I really don't. Like, I'm not ignorant. I'm not ignorant. I don't need to be told how to think. I can do that for myself. Nor do I desire to be told constantly that the way people choose to behave should be supported no matter how questionable that said behavior is. We have to support it no matter what. I'm sick of hearing that garbage. Why would I bother with media and a lot of like TV and whatnot when I can just go to the internet and I could either just choose to watch older shows, or I could just go to YouTube and just watch what I want to watch, and I know that this guy isn't just going to force his microphone in front of my face. I don't need to hear that. And so I could just pick what I want to watch, or I could do something even more productive than that, like practicing various refined arts, like music and whatnot. Like, why would I waste my time continuing to watch TV when all people are doing these days is just using it as a microphone? Well, not microphone. It can be a microphone or a megaphone, whatever you want to call it. It's probably a megaphone these days because they're always yelling at you. So with that being said, why would I just continue to watch that? And now that that's said, that will conclude my reasons and the video. I hope that you've got an understanding as to why I decided to move away from media for the most part. I don't have anything against you if you still watch TV or media like that. It's just not something I plan on doing anymore, because at this rate, like, all that's gonna happen is, no matter what, there's just gonna constantly be some agenda forced down your throat with these new shows. That's what they're doing. Like, I hear that they're saying that they're gonna remake some older shows that I watched from childhood. But apparently, like, when I looked into it, like, apparently it's gonna be like redefined, and it's gonna be with a quote unquote modern day family, and we all know what that means. So I'm just sick of all this, like, freaking societal agenda being forced in me, and I'm not gonna tolerate it anymore. So that just concludes this video. As I stated again, as always, rate the video what you think it deserves. Tell me what you want to see in the future in comments below. Feel free to check out my Amino. It will be linked in the comments, as well as my BitChute, which will be linked in the About Me page of my channel. And I will see all of you in the next video. Take care.